Welcome to Akhand Vidyashram, the first institute of impeccable wisdom, the walking, talking encyclopedia. Usha, the pancreas gland. My mission, the impeccable wisdom, knowing which everything is fully known. My greatest discovery, Divyank, the divine design of nature with which the perfect objects are designed and created. Divyank is the reward of 60 years of integrated education. Impeccable wisdom is enlightening and integrated knowledge is empowering. Let's start with Usha. Let's understand Usha. Usha means rays of sun or early morning. As the sun rises, the rays which spread light all around is called Usha. Everybody is looking forward to Usha in every day. But I have used this word Usha, name for fourth center of consciousness or fourth chakra. Let me make it very clear. I have been of the opinion that there are 10 plus major chakras, not 7 as described by Satchakra Nirupana book, which is ancient Indian book of Tantra, and other people who have elaborated on Satchakra Nirupana, calling it for 7 chakras. And those chakras which are well known are Muladhara chakra, Swadhisthana, Nabhi, Anhata, Vishuddhi, Agnya, and Sahasrara. But from my personal experience, I have been repeating again and again, I find there are 10 plus centers of consciousness, or 10 major chakras, which are associated with 10 endocrine glands and 10 major autonomic ganglia. They are also associated with 10 major aspects of the nervous system. And to set things right, I have given different names to different centers of that. I've been of the opinion that third center is Navi, which is associated with adrenal gland. But I realize that Satchakra Nirupana talks of Navi as Manipura chakra with 10 petals. So to avoid the confusion, I have named the third center as Nabi cum Manipura chakra and given it 10 petals and associated with adrenal gland itself, which is the third endocrine gland in essential. Now, I have also associated Muladhara with Earth, Swadhisthana with Venus, and Nabhi Manipura with Mercury. If we are starting our journey from Earth to the higher centers of solar system, planets are major entities which we come across from Earth. The next is Venus, and then comes Mercury, and then comes Sun. Now, thoracic region, it could be associated with Sun, lumbar with Mercury, sacrum with Venus, and coccyx, 4 fused bones with earth element. Now, since there are 12 vertebrae in thoracic region, and there should be 24 petals of chakra which should be there, but since we have only Anahata chakra which has got only 12 petals, I do believe lower 6 thoracic vertebrae of the thoracic segment are associated with celiac plexus or solar plexus and The ganglion which is associated is pancreas. From that angle, I would say the aura of the sun around the sun could be a transition for rising of consciousness or going to higher levels of consciousness. I am also convinced beyond doubt that everyone, the center of consciousness revolves around three lower centers only: Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and in emergency it goes to Nabhi or Manipura, adrenal gland. Real spiritual evolution with Kundalini comes only after that. So that way, rising from Nabhi beyond to solar plexus or celiac plexus could be associated with Usha or rising. Usha also means Kiran, rising. So I prefer to give the name Usha for the fourth center, which is associated with celiac plexus, solar plexus, and lower six vertebrae of the thoracic region and pancreas gland. So from that angle, let's understand clearly. Usha, the sun rays, the aura of sun, which has a tremendous influence on every consciousness. Without the light, photosynthesis will not be there. There will not be plant kingdom, because for plants to work and produce different things, you need sun, photosynthesis. So aura is responsible for photosynthesis and life thereafter, and it's also the rising of consciousness to higher levels of consciousness to be in tune with divine consciousness starts only from this center. So naming it Usha should be acceptable to everybody. Anyway, it is my baby, and I think I have right to choose the word which I want. If others don't want to accept it, I leave it to them. They can have the 7 chakras and be happy with it. But if you're looking at 10 plus levels of development and have a classified scientific spiritual approach, then fourth center, Usha, could mean actually consciousness beyond the solar plexus to a higher level is safer for spiritual evolution. Number of lotus petals in this chakra I have shown 12, because the 12 spinal nerves which arise from 6 segments of thoracic lower vertebrae. And endocrine gland is pancreas. And the beauty of pancreas as endocrine gland, there are two major set of cells. Beta cells of islets or Langerhans produce insulin hormone, which is responsible for converting glucose into energy for future use. And at the same time, you have alpha cells which produce glucagon hormone, which mobilizes glucose for utilization. There are also delta cells which produce somatostatin, but it doesn't play much of a role as far as glucose balance is concerned, or rising of consciousness is concerned, or homeostasis is concerned. For glucose homeostasis, the ratio of insulin and glucagon should be 61.8034% and 38.1966%, that is Deviyank ratio. If ratio of insulin to the glucagon is in Deviyank ratio, you will have a perfect glucose homeostasis with 111 milligram per 100 ml of blood 24/7. This should be the function. If you have functional like this, you will be perfectly healthy. And as a result, your evolution is guaranteed thereafter, because you are not going to suffer from any physical health. And the last I have written, not mentioned in Satchakra Nirupana. Satchakra Nirupana does not talk of more than 7, and this particular center is not mentioned. Okay, so now let's understand the concept a little more clearly. As I told you, insulin glucagon ratio should have integrated glucose homeostasis. As I've been of the opinion, if you want a perfectly healthy life, blood water level, our body's water level, glucose level, electrolytes, and oxygen should be absolute. So blood glucose plays very important, and perfect would be 111. And what could be allostatic state, other state, and what could be pathostatic state leading to diabetes mellitus, which needs treatment, and what is the level of glucose level has been clearly put there. A range perfect would be between 80 milligram as a fasting and 140 as a postprandial is the maximum permissible. Beyond that is not. Allostatic is less than 80, right up to 68. Then 140 to 180 goes into allostatic state, and this can also be rectified with the help of exercise, lifestyle changes. But if it goes below 42 or more than 291 milligram is a pathostatic state, which is dangerous, which could be diabetes on one side or hypoglycemia to the core that you could die from that. And these things definitely need immediate emergency treatment, and that's it. Pancreas also has got exocrine gland, which produces enzymes as well as alkaline medium. In this particular picture, let me explain. Nutrition is very important for health. The carbohydrate digestion starts in the mouth, protein in stomach in acidic medium, and mouth is a neutral medium. But for fat, digestion starts only in the small intestines, and the medium has to be alkaline. And this alkaline medium is produced by pancreas, number one. So pancreas plays a very important role to convert digestive medium into alkaline medium for digestion of what? That's one part. Although digestion of carbohydrate starts in the mouth, this protein, but final digestion takes place in small intestines with the enzymes produced by pancreas. They are the enzymes for proteins, they are enzymes for carbohydrates, they are also enzymes for lipids. And this I have explained in this particular thing. You can leisurely go through this. So that way the complete digestion takes place only in small intestines and the absorption, and you need a pancreas plays very important role in producing alkaline mediums and things. So that is the importance of pancreas as an endocrine gland for maintaining glucose level and digestion of all the nutrients, and of course water absorption, electrolytes, nutrients, and other things from small intestine plays very important role in homeostasis. So as a result, you can definitely say digestive system is centers around celiac virus. Now let's take it to understand it. Sympathetic nervous system I have already spoken earlier, and in this particular Muladhara chakra I have shown down as a ganglion impulse. Then Swadhisthana chakra I have associated with Apana Prana, thing energy which is responsible for expelling waste products of the body like urine, fecal matter, menstrual cycle as a seminal mass is Apana. And that is associated with the sympathetic system from inferior ganglion. I'm sure this particular picture is very clear. Then Manipura chakra or Navi chakra associated with the adrenal gland, which is also endocrine gland plus sympathetic system, is closely associated with superior mesenteric ganglion. That is also very, very clear. Now, I have shown the next on line is the celiac ganglion, which is also called solar ganglion. And these are the fibers which are prevertebral fibers from paravertebral nail come, and they center around new chakra calling Usha, picture you can see. And also at the same time, this center is also responsible for something called samana. Samana means balancing. And that controls the digestive system, including pancreas. And let's not go into that. I think next, understand the next. I started in the last thing, Panch Prana, the 5 breaths. The first one which I spoke about was Apana and talked about Aitreya Upanishads, 3 sections, and demystify the mystery of cosmic Purusha, where cosmic Purusha could not get the nutrition through any of the 9-10 senses, but could get only through Apana. And that mystery was never demystified by others, and I've been able to tell Aitreya Upanishad is not talking of spontaneous creation of human being put into the oceans. It's talking about growing fetus in the mother's womb, where ocean is the amniotic fluid, and expulsion of the products of the fetus or go through umbilical cord, and nutrition for the fetus also comes through umbilical cord. So umbilical cord is associated with apana. The word apana actually has got cryptic description of umbilical cord, not anything else. That is the organ in a growing fetus which is responsible, and somehow it has been associated with umbilical or navel center with this. But I would still put it that it is associated with sympathetic system of inferior mesentery. Now, from that point, now let's go to next one where it is highlighted is Samana. Samana is one of the Panch Pranas, the energy with which digestion takes place, and it centers around 4th chakra, which I intend calling Usha Chakra hereafter, and associate with rays of sun and lower 6 vertebrae of the thoracic segment of the spinal cord, and focus on that. Anyone who can focus on celiac plexus or solar plexus, pancreas, digestion could make samana also mean balancing. If you want to have a balancing homeostatic life, integrated homeostatic life, this center should arise in the process. It should be perfectly normal. If it is up to that particular samana, that means your digestion is normal, and flow of peristaltic movements is from up stomach down. And that is also something which I have already explained, that you have pacemakers in digestive system, in the stomach, which help peristaltic, and Samana Prana is associated with that. And of course, heart, that will be prana. And uterus will be with apana. So how these 3 centers play an important role in completing the functional part at the 5th level of consciousness have been explained. Udhana means going up. That means spiritual evolution to the higher, to the brain. Once Udhana Prana takes place, Prana to Udhana, that's where you will realize that actually in the brain you have many more centers than just Ajna and Sahasrara. And they are Vigyan and Pragyan, which I am going to explain in the coming events associated with endocrine glands as well as autonomic ganglia. And cumulative energy around as a pranamaya kosha is called Vayana Prana. So I think now things have become very clear. This particular 4th center, I would prefer to call it Usha, and associate with the rays of sun which emerge from the sun, which is Anahata Chakra, which is represent the lower 6 vertebrae, which are closely associated with celiac plexus, the solar plexus. Now I do feel that ancient Indian wisdom and human anatomy and astronomy are coming together to redefine the structure of macrocosmic universe within microcosmic human body. And now I can correlate why human beings are called microcosmic representation of the macrocosmic universe. From that angle, I think I'm quite happy that this particular video is bridging the gap much better. And this picture, of course, you can see. But let me not go into details of this. I think whatever I have written are mentioned in so far about Usha Chakra, the fourth center of consciousness, association with lower six vertebrae, celiac plexus, solar plexus, and pancreas should be a new chapter added to bring clarity on 10 chakras of the body. With that, I do feel happy that I have done my bit. So thank you very much for everything. Please enjoy.